Hey guys, welcome back to Aviation Explainer. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing what I believe are the four main things to start an airline. Now, I understand I have absolutely no experience in this, but this is from an aviation enthusiast perspective, what I believe you need to start an airline. So this is not advice. Please do not take this as advice. It's just to have there. And, some people may say this is correct and some people may say, oh, he's full of shit. So, depends what you think. So the first step to starting an airline is one, you need a name. So a name of an airline could be anything. It's like if your country's never had an airline before, you could call it for example, Australian Airlines. That has been used. But it also comes down to something that is rememberable. So for example, if you think of Spirit Airlines, it's just you think of Spirit. Like if someone says, oh, that's Spirit, you go, Spirit. Or it could be an abbreviation, so it could be 7 or 8 different words, and then you use the first letter of each word to make the name. For example, Qantas, which was Queensland and Northern Territory Air Transportation Services. So yeah, it really comes down to how you look at it. So there's a lot of names you could use, and it also depends on where you are, what country you're from, all that kind of stuff. Another thing you need to focus on when you're starting an airline is you need to figure out what your market demand is. So are you going for the leisure travelers who are going on a holiday, or are you going for the business people, the people who want to fly from A to B for a business meeting and they want to be there within the day? Or, it comes down to what you're catering to, and it's also you also need to figure out demand on the routes that you want to serve. So if I'm flying Melbourne to Sydney, for example, this is Australia I'm talking about for anyone who's wondering, you need to figure it out. So, are you flying at the peak periods? How many flights do you need? How many people are you going to have flying? All that kind of stuff. You also then need to figure out pricing. Now, pricing is a huge thing, especially in aviation. So, you want to hit the sweet spot with pricing, where you're not too expensive, but you're also not too cheap with a shit service. You want it just right with a good service and a good price. So, that's my opinion. The other thing you also need to do is you need to figure out your onboard experience. So you don't want bad seating, you don't want a bad experience. If you're doing long haul travel, you want good food, good seats, good movie selection, all that kind of stuff. And you also want comfort. So if passengers enjoy and the comfort and they want to come back, you will get customers back. Now, one thing I've looked at over the years and over the past couple of months as I went overseas recently is air travel is quite interesting. Because in my opinion, I don't believe Qantas's version of, I think it's called Project Sunrise, I don't think that's going to work. Because I struggled with a 12-hour flight, and that's me personally, and I understand some people can handle longer flights. But I found it was the stopover I did was quite useful, as it kind of broke up the flight. I feel like if I was on a plane for 22 hours, I reckon I'd be smacking my head against the chair by the end of it. And I understand, I apologize to anyone who's sitting in front of me when I'm smacking my head against the chair. But I just feel like it'd be really hard to do. So I really think 12-hour to 16-hour flights are the sweet spot. And I think if you do that and then a stopover, it works. And it gives you that flexibility in the sense that your cruise won't time out as quick because you've got that breakaway point. But I also feel like it's beneficial, and I mean, a lot of people will say that they actually like having a gap in a country, whether it may be 6 hours in Vietnam, it breaks up the flight, and a lot of people like that. So, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please, feel free to comment in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and yeah, whether you think I'm right or whether you think I'm wrong. And yeah, so see you all next video. Thank you, guys.